Do you love breakdowns? Do you need stats? Do you crave insight? Download the AllStar app. UFC, Bellator, PFL 1 Championship, and more. Ad-free, fully customizable. Download the best app in the business. Link in descriptions. I am JHK, and I am joined along with Garrett Kerman, and we are interviewing an unknown member of the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Would you like to have your identity known, sir? You are muted, sir. You are muted.
Silly me. My kids always tell me, Dad, you don't know anything about technology. And, I have to agree with them. Sorry about that, guys. My name is Dennis Texas. I serve as one of the executive correspondents for the Nevada State Athletic Commission. I formerly was with the New York State Athletic Commission for several years, and I managed a GameStop for a couple years before that. Great to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. We have some serious issues with judging. You know what I mean? It sucks balls. We had 3 decisions over the weekend. Terrible. A lot of hate, a lot of backlash. How do you defend the judging in MMA right now?
Listen, I think that one thing that we need to get straight right away is we hear you guys. We understand the sentiment. It gets to our ears. But the reality is, gang, these are certified officials. They've gone through our courses state by state. They've done their due diligence. I like to challenge all of these people sitting on their couches, right? You think you could do a better job? Go take a course. Get out and about and go get certified and then prove it. There's so many that are armchair quarterbacks, and a lot of the criticism is, in my mind, negated, right? Put your money where your mouth is. Go get certified and start judging. Do it better than we do it.
What do you say for the people that say that the judges are actually the armchair quarterbacks and the people sitting at home are the actual real judges, the ones that do the judging online on Twitter?
Yeah. John, I like you so far. That's bullshit. We both know that's bullshit. Come on. The judges cage side, those are the armchair quarterbacks? No, that's ludicrous. That's bananas. But
see, no words. You have nothing to say. Now let's just move on to the next topic, which is these rules. You know what I mean? It seems like there's new rules or there's no rules. Are there rules to this judging system that you guys have in this athletic commission?
There are rules. It's a page and a half. Anyone that has a 3rd grade reading ability can go educate themselves. I will say we did fuck up a little bit before this event. UFC 282, during our meeting in November, we did agree on several rules, and we didn't send that out via the press release. I do apologize for that, and I'd like to take a couple minutes now just to really hammer in the brass tacks of what we've added to the the Nevada State Athletic Commission bylines. First and foremost, bald fighters are automatically deducted a point. We take a point away. If you don't have hair, we don't care. We take a point away, and that's just something that we've got to live by. One of the other rules, and this was brought to us by, I would say, probably one of the best media personalities on the planet. We have a height requirement now. So if you are in fact below 5'7", you also get deducted a point. We do have to take a point away. It's just kind of the rules that we abide by these days. And so now you think about this. If you're a bald flyweight, you're down 2 points. You better get a finish, right? And that's just kind of by virtue of trying to catalyze some excitement, in these fights. A lot of our judges, they come back to the commish and they go, man, that was a boring 8 hours that I'm never going to fucking get back. And so we're trying to, really motivate and stimulate some activity inside these fights, which as fans, isn't that something you would want?
Douglas Crosby, he's the man, the myth, the legend, the man in the hot seat right now. Many people are considering him as the John Gotti of MMA. Yeah. Is he untouchable?
Listen, Dougie C's gotten a lot of hate this weekend. And while that's tough, and once again, I want to reiterate, we hear all of it. It comes to our ears. I want to mention to you all that Doug's a great guy. I think that the charity work that he does every Sunday, the amount of money that he's donated to different communities across the United States. This guy's at a soup kitchen Tuesday to Thursday feeding the homeless. All right. Is that a guy that you think can't judge fights? Really? Let's take a back seat on the criticism and hate on Dougie C. And let's recognize the man behind the score sheet and who he is, right? A stand-up individual that is probably doing more than any of these fucks back home.
What the hell does working in a soup kitchen have to do with judging a fight properly,
It's very
Mister?
important.
What was your
It's
name
very
again? What was your name again?
Dennis, Texas.
Dennis,
You
Texas.
can,
Someone needs to fact check this guy. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like we need to fact check him, see
we're
his credentials, because
popping
we don't. I can't believe what you're saying
between
right
the
now.
years of 2012 and 2018. I was an
And
integral role in their come up in the state of New York before I began judging. I've judged over 10,000 fights.
nobody cares. Douglas Crosby, let's go back to him. He seems like he's one of your dear friends. You probably had him over
Yep.
for 4th of July barbecues and Christmas
Yeah.
dinners and
Dougie's the godfather to my children. He really has been a critical role in raising my own household, you know. And so when I hear all of this criticism about Doug, it touches me in a pretty negative place. And I have to reiterate, Crosby is a guy who, if you fall down on the sidewalk, Douglas Crosby will help you back up. You know what I mean? You forget to take your kid home from school, Douglas Crosby's already there picking up your child. He's a stand-up individual. And a lot of this judging controversy, I think, we forget the guy behind the scorecard. And that's equally as important as whatever result he writes down on it.
is Douglas Cosby in any way or form related to Bill Cosby?
He's
There's
a
a rumor
distant
out there.
cousin. He is a distant cousin. One of the main problems we have with the OJ versus the People Netflix docuseries, I give it a 9 out of 10. That's really up to your own discretion. I think that they should have included Douglas Crosby's role in it because you know how the Kardashians were there as children. Douglas was there as well. Douglas was right there side by side with Kim, Chris, Scott, Caitlyn, the other Kardashians. So a distant cousin.
Okay. Now, the other guy that's probably in a hotter seat than Doug Cosby is James Krause. What's going on with him?
James, man, we actually think this is a perfect platform to announce. James Krause is being added to the Nevada State Athletic Commission as both the judge and a supervisor. I think that we kind of missed out on picking up that prospect in the early draft, but recent events have shown that we need this guy more than we don't. So as early as maybe February 2023, you're going to start seeing James Krause ringside judging fights. He's got as much integrity as I do.
So it's basically like when the FBI busts a hacker, they end up not putting them in prison. Rather, they would just hire them to hack their own system. So is that what you guys? Is this the situation right now?
Everyone's got their own perspective. You know, everyone's got their own perspective. It's like a mathematic proof. There's multiple ways to answer it, and neither one is wrong. Neither one is maybe particularly right. But any way you cut that cake, we will have Mr. Krause cage side, just right in the trenches, making sure that this sport is as sound and structural as possible.